Walk into any appliance store in 2025 and you'll see it. Row after row of gleaming stainless steel refrigerators, shiny, high-tech, humming quietly like luxury cars, each one promising convenience, innovation, and perfectly chilled ice at the touch of a button. It sounds amazing, right? That crisp commercial jingle, a couple laughing in slow motion, the soft clatter of cubes falling into a glass like applause for your lifestyle. But here's the cold, hard truth. That built-in ice maker isn't your best friend. It's your fridge's ticking time bomb. Because behind all that sleek marketing is the single most unreliable, failure-prone feature in modern appliances. And the worst part? It's the one thing every brand keeps selling like it's a must-have luxury. Ask any technician, anyone. They'll tell you the same story. I replace more ice makers than anything else. Not compressors, not fans, not even door seals. Just ice makers, breaking, leaking, and freezing their way through homes across America. Let's start with the first trap. Location. Where do most manufacturers put the ice maker? Right inside the door. You know, that part you open 20 times a day to grab milk, condiments, leftovers, blasting a gust of warm kitchen air directly onto a delicate, half-frozen system that was never designed to handle temperature swings. Every time you open that door, the warm air hits your ice compartment, melts the cubes, and then, surprise, they refreeze into one solid iceberg. The tray cracks, the motor jams, the auger grinds like a broken blender trying to chew through concrete. You can practically hear your fridge screaming, "Why would you do this to me?" Manufacturers know this happens. They try to patch it with tiny fans and narrow air vents that are supposed to circulate cool air. But guess what? Most of them fail within a year. They're too weak, too small, or they point the wrong way, sending cool air nowhere near the bin. What you end up with is a lumpy, frozen mess that clogs your dispenser, burns out the motor, and starts a slow-motion disaster behind the shiny door you paid extra for. And that's just the beginning. Next, let's talk about frozen water lines, the silent destroyer. That little plastic tube running to your ice maker looks harmless, but once it freezes, the pressure builds like a ticking bomb. Sometimes it's the valve that bursts. Sometimes it's the filter housing. Sometimes it's the back of your refrigerator itself. You won't hear it happen. You'll just wake up one morning, walk into your kitchen, and your socks will tell you before your eyes do. Your floor is soaked, your fridge is groaning, and your grocery bill just turned into a cleanup project. That tiny ice maker? It just trashed $200 worth of food, and maybe your hardwood floors too. And here's the part they don't put in the commercials. Once your ice maker jams or leaks, it doesn't stop there. It throws your whole cooling system off balance. Your freezer starts fluctuating in temperature. Your compressor works overtime trying to compensate, and before you know it, the entire fridge is dying a slow, noisy death. All because of a feature you barely use. And yet, every ad shows that perfect kitchen moment. Smiling families pressing a button and clinking glasses full of crystal cubes. It's a lie wrapped in stainless steel. Because for every wow moment in a commercial, there's a real story like this. Owner experience. Week 1, perfect cubes. Month 6, bucket jams. Month 9, mysterious puddle on the floor. Month 12. We'll need to replace the entire ice assembly. That'll be $480. That's the reality hidden behind the luxury. Most modern ice makers aren't built to last. They're built to sell. They look impressive on the showroom floor, with their little LED lights and smooth dispensers. But the internal design hasn't improved in years. Plastic gears, fragile motors, narrow water tubes, all sitting right next to the warmest part of your fridge. And when it fails, which it will, you're not replacing a $10 part. You're replacing an entire system. Motor, tray, valve, housing, electronics. If it's a Samsung, LG, or GE smart fridge, congratulations. You've just entered customer service limbo. 5 calls, 3 service tickets, and 1 tech visit later, you'll hear the same thing. Yep, it's dead. So why do brands keep pushing this feature? Because it sells. Because it looks modern. Because people love the illusion of convenience more than the reality of reliability. But here's the truth. That ice maker you thought was your luxury upgrade. It's quietly killing your fridge from the inside out. Now, here's the twist no one talks about. The brands know all this. They know their ice makers leak, jam, and freeze. There have been lawsuits, complaints, and entire Reddit forums dedicated to nothing but broken ice dispensers. And how do they fix it? They don't. They just give it a new name. Craft Ice. Smart Ice. Dual Cooling Ice Zone. Different label, same disaster. They slap a fancy touchscreen on the door, crank up the price, and pretend the problem disappeared, while customers keep mopping up puddles at 3 a.m. And let's not forget the space they steal. That shiny ice maker takes up a huge chunk of your freezer. Less room for food, more room for problems. You're literally paying more money for less storage and shorter lifespan. Even when they do work, most built-in ice makers produce about 2 trays of cubes a day. That's it. You'd get the same result with a $2 plastic tray, minus the leaks, noise, and repair bills. Here's the cold truth. That luxury feature is the #1 reason modern fridges die young. A single leak can take out your floor, your compressor, and your sanity. So what's the smarter move? Skip the built-in disaster. Buy a solid fridge without an ice maker. One that just keeps your food cold and your peace of mind intact. And if you really need ice, get a countertop ice machine. It's separate, it's repairable, and it won't drag your whole fridge down with it. Because sometimes the smartest upgrade is not upgrading at all. If this video saved you from an expensive mistake, hit that like button. Subscribe to Appliance Trap, where we expose the traps, the tech, and the truth hiding inside your home appliances. Stay smart, stay chill, and don't let your fridge flood your kitchen.